Well, this is just one of many, many horrific stories, really heartbreaking, very difficult to hear for everyone. This is a whole country going through trauma at the moment. We are going through trauma, but we still have to fight because we have to, and we are destroying the enemy. So how do we get through this day by day, all of us? Hopefully my next guest can help us with that. Dr. Kamila Forkosh Lavan is a licensed practicing psychologist and organizational consultant. Thank you very much for being with us, Doctor. Your service is very much in need at this time. What advice do you have for people?
So I'm just going to go in to cram in as much as possible information, if that's okay. And again, thank you so much always for raising these kinds of questions and having these discussions. And people, of course, can look through some of our previous discussions. There's also a lot of information and also on the net. But basically, long story short, a person that isn't directly involved with the safety and security army and things like that, as much as, and even also for the ones that are involved, of course, but for them will be, or like people in the media or whatever that's directly involved with our helping profession, you are directly involved, so you do need to be more in tune on what's happening moment to moment and things like that. If you're not in that kind of a profession and you can limit it, please do limit the amount of information that you're taking in, because it can suck you into a spiral very, very quickly. And then it will affect, anyway, it's a very stressful situation, right? That's saying it very lightly. So as much as possible, maybe, don't watch news the first thing in the morning as you wake up. Allow your brain to wake up a little bit at least. Then watch, or read, of course, be informed, but to an extent, see, everyone how much you can handle at once. And then maybe have a break for a few hours, and maybe do again. I would suggest towards the afternoon, evening, really to limit it as much as possible. This is going to sound crazy, but in the middle somewhere, do watch, a comedy show or something funny, something, a stupid movie, just to be able, not because you care about the stupid movie, obviously, and this is not officially the time, but just to be able to keep yourself sane as much as possible and to keep your nervous system as calm as possible, because it's already on overdrive. Trust me, even while you're watching a movie, your thoughts are there in the background. This is even more important if you happen to be a parent of children, because children will read you. Even if you're going to be telling them all kinds of cute little things or whatever, they will read you. They're so intuitive. They're so good at knowing information that is beyond what is actually being told to them. So it's very important that you yourself, first of all, keep yourself as calm, under circumstances as possible, which you won't be, obviously, yes. So that's another thing. I'm going to go to the children in a moment on how to talk to them and stuff, but back to adults and things like that. To be able to allow yourself, understand that the situation is crazy, it's shocking, there's no words to it, it's just beyond stressful. So you will also respond in that situation, which is a healthy response in a stressful situation, to be so stressed out. Yes, everyone with their own level. Do allow for that to come out, but try to manage it, meaning go cry, do whatever you need to do, but then be okay, take a break for a little bit, as much as you can. And then when it comes at you again, maybe you're in the middle of something, bathing your baby, be okay, in an hour. I'll get back to you in an hour, meaning acknowledge the feelings that you're having and the anxiety and whatever it might be for you, and be in an hour. And then it sounds like it's crazy what I'm saying, but your subconscious and your mind will help you with this, and you'll be able to stretch these periods of time just enough to be functional in the middle.
Doctor, I've got a couple of questions for you. First of all, we've been told this is going to go on possibly for months. How does the human mind adapt to this highly stressful situation?
So again, our mind is amazing, really, really. If I wouldn't be in this profession, and still I'm already, I don't know how long, sounds 100 years in it, but it's so fascinating, and there's always more. Our mind is, just as long as we don't bother it, so to speak, it is very, very good at adapting at things and sectioning things off to an extent. You don't want it to be to where it's totally dissected in a way that you're not aware of what's happening with you yet. But that's what I'm saying. It's important to be able to allow the stress to come out and experience it, but in managed situations, and that's why it's important to also something to release, yes, to a song or a comedy or talk to somebody or something like this, to be able to manage and to allow yourself for the nervous system to be calm. Yeah. This is a very good question also in terms of length, and going back to the children. Yes, It's important, age appropriate. there is no need for them to know all kinds of very gruesome details because they can't do anything with it. And it's also their system is still being built as a child. So no need to add extra stress, meaning manage what you tell them and do tell them, which is true for our country also, no matter what political views are, no matter what we think of whatever we think. But the bottom line is we do go through wars all the time and we're handling it all the time. This is a much bigger scale and we're still going to be dissecting it later on what it is actually is and how it is. But we do have a very strong army. We're armed to our teeth. We know how to fight if we're pushed to a corner, which that's what's happening right now. And we do see a much stronger response, and there is a reason for it, right? So to make children understand that they live in a country that literally is armed to our teeth, meaning we smile and we're cute, but not when we're pushed to a corner, right? So that's very, very important for them to know this setting, to know this reality. And again, you can present it in different words. But because we're going into, we don't know in how long of a time period, to keep yourself sane, to keep yourself going forward, and to have something, some reprieve, some kind of peaceful moment as much as possible under the circumstances. That's why I'm saying watch something funny or watch some kind of a movie, because alone the mind will have more difficulty sometimes to go to these places. But that will take you there. And it is just for a period of time, so that you can keep functioning, so you can keep being informed, so you can keep doing what you need to be doing. It's very important.
So look for distractions, try and take your mind off things, and age-appropriate conversations with children.
But also do be aware. Yes, but also do be aware. Don't like push it down just to go to distractions. Be aware, be like, I'm very, very stressed out. Okay, let me take a half an hour. I'll go to the room and like try to, process it and maybe watch something, understand both so that it's balanced.
Okay.
Very important. So it doesn't stop later.
And just finally, I mean, we're hearing like story after story and the details of what happened, things that human beings can't even imagine, the full horror. How do you stop the images, the constant scenes of that kind of popping into your mind at any time of day? I think that's something that people are dealing with. I know I certainly am.
Certainly. So this is one of those things going back in it. Again, everything is related to everything. So the more you can give your mind a little bit of a window of peace, that's why I'm saying like movie or something funny, so it's easier to take you out of it, yes, or like to read or whatever. But to read, sometimes it's very difficult if those thoughts are already spiraling there. So that will make it easier for you to, they will be spiraling there, but it will be making it easier a little bit that they spiral less. And any little bit of time that you will give yourself, like quote unquote peace, yes, you'll be able to manage those thoughts a little bit better and not have them fly all the time. If you're seeing that you're having really very high difficulty, there's a lot of psychologists, therapists, social workers, there are helplines. Please do reach out to us, like to any of us, even if we're like overwhelmed and we have 100 people that we're seeing, it's fine. First of all, we can always squeeze people in if especially if there's some flexibility in time and work whatever into the night, but also we like refer amongst each other, so we will be able to help you out. Please do go to somebody, do see how to manage it for your specific situation. But again, be aware of, like, especially when there is such a traumatic, stressful event, people feel guilty almost to go watch something funny. Don't. If you want to be functional, you need to understand, you need to eat, you need to drink, you need to be able to give your mind even spaces, little pockets consistently of peace in order to keep aware, in order to keep reading these things, to keep, fighting for our country, to do whatever it is that you need to do. You need to be functional, meaning do allow yourself, for your mind, to keep as much as you can calm, and those spiraling thoughts will also be less. If you start from the morning to watch the news, right, it will already spiral you. So let your mind wake up first, aware, be aware.
I don't know if you agree, but I think being with other people is the most important thing right now. Seeing that we're all in this together, that's our strength.
100%. And you can see how everyone came together from all over the place, all over the globe, really. People are supporting each other and calling each other and sending things to each other. So much love, so much, even it's interesting to see. Before that, we talked about the protests and this and that, and who's on the right, who's on the left, who's in the middle, who's whatever. And as we fight, but as soon as there's something going on like this, where there is a threat, people do come together very, very much, no matter what they think, what they don't think. for sure, what they do think is to make sure that we have the safety and all the skills, and we're all very, very highly trained in different areas, and we have a lot of knowledge, obviously, and a lot of insights and a lot of military abilities, and it's amazing to see on how everybody comes together, literally all over the
Dr. Kamila Forkosh Lavan, in really valuable advice at this time. Thank you so much for the work you're doing. You're helping a lot of people. Thank you.